Before we dive into the core message of nature's philosophy, let's reflect on a story that makes it clear. A young spiritual seeker had spent years traveling, learning from many revered gurus and ascetics in search of ultimate truth. But after all his efforts, he was no closer to finding it. Feeling defeated, he gave up and settled down as a farmhand in a quiet village. The farm owner was an unassuming, middle-aged man, not a guru at all. Yet, as the seeker worked alongside the farmer, he began to notice a deep, quiet wisdom in the man's simple observations about life and nature. In the evenings, their casual dinners would turn into profound conversations about happiness, meaning, and truth. At first, the seeker was skeptical, challenging the farmer with all the hard questions he had learned from his travels. The farmer, with patience and good humor, welcomed these debates. He never became defensive or upset. As the months passed, the seeker's doubt dissolved. The farmer's simple truths resonated more deeply than the complex teachings he had heard elsewhere. He began to admire the farmer's serene way of life and gradually came to believe that this humble man held the answers he had been searching for. One afternoon, the farmer turned to the student with a serious expression and said, "My friend, it's time for you to leave this farm." The seeker was shocked. "Why?" he asked. "Have I done something wrong?" The farmer shook his head gently. "No," he replied. "When you first arrived, you were full of questions. You challenged me, and we learned from each other. But lately, you've stopped asking questions. You've started accepting everything I say as absolute truth. You've stopped thinking for yourself. You came here as a seeker, but now you've become a believer." The farmer continued, "I can't let you continue down that path. For your own good, you must go and seek on your own again." Tears filled the student's eyes. "I don't understand," he protested, his voice trembling. "I came here looking for truth, and I thought I found it in you. Everything you've taught me feels right. Why shouldn't I listen to you?" It was clear he respected the farmer and was hurt to be sent away. With a sympathetic sigh, the farmer led the student into the barn. In the dim light, he unrolled an old, faded map. "Tell me," he asked, "what do you see on this map?" The student studied the lines. "I see our farm here, the river, and the mountains in the distance," he said. "It's a map of this land." "Exactly," the farmer said, tapping the paper. "It's a drawing of the land, an image. But is it the land itself? Can this map teach you everything about the actual countryside it represents?" The student frowned, unsure. "It shows me where things are," he said. "It gives me a layout." "It's something," the farmer conceded, "but it's not the whole reality. 100 years from now, the river might change course. The forest might burn down, or the farm might become a town. This map would be outdated, even misleading. You can't rely on a static map to give you the living truth of the land as it is now. For that, you have to walk the land yourself, see it with your own eyes, and experience it directly." The student listened intently, and a spark of understanding lit in his eyes. "Do you see what I'm getting at?" the farmer went on. "My knowledge, my memories, my map of the world is just one person's representation of truth. I've tried to sketch out some of life's terrain for you through my words, and that can be useful, just like a map is useful to a traveler. But it is still just a map, not the territory itself. If you want to know the real, ever-changing truth of this life, you can't rely solely on my map or anyone else's time. You have to journey out into reality yourself and see it firsthand. If you let someone else permanently stand between you and the truth, you'll be following their map instead of finding your own way." The farmer said earnestly, "What if my map is wrong or incomplete?" "Then we'd both be misled, and you'd never develop the skill to navigate and discover truth on your own." A profound realization dawned on the student. "I think I understand," he whispered. "I was so eager to find the truth that I stopped questioning. and just started trusting everything you said. I was seeing the world through your eyes instead of my own." He looked up, embarrassed. The farmer smiled and placed a hand on his shoulder. "There's nothing wrong with learning from someone. I'm honored by your trust. But it's wrong to give up your own sight. I would be doing you a disservice if I let you stay here and become my shadow. I don't want a disciple who just accepts my words. I want you to go out and find truth for yourself. Then maybe one day we'll meet again, not as master and student, but as fellow travelers." The student felt a mix of hurt and gratitude. He understood. The farmer pulled him into a brief, warm embrace. "I'm sending you away because I care," he said quietly. "Take what you've learned and let it be your starting point. Now go see what's true for yourself." At dawn, the student left. Thursday Farmer watched until the young man vanished beyond the horizon. Letting him go was hard, but it was the right thing to do. By setting him free, the farmer had given him the greatest gift, the freedom to seek truth on his own. Why would a caring teacher send a student away? This simple story reveals a profound principle from nature's philosophy. Like Zarathustra in Nietzsche's writings, the farmer recognizes that the student has stopped seeking and started following. His once inquisitive mind went quiet. This shift from seeker to believer is a dangerous one. The student would lose his independent vision, and the farmer would lose the benefit of being challenged by a thoughtful companion. Their relationship would turn from one of intellectual evolution into a rigid master-disciple dynamic. This is the danger of blind discipleship. When we put someone on a pedestal and follow them without question, we lose our ability to think for ourselves. We start living by their map and forget how to draw our own. In life, it's tempting to cling to a charismatic teacher, a belief system, or an ideology as the definitive answer. We think, "This person knows. I'll just trust them." For a while, this brings peace. But it's a borrowed peace, a second-hand certainty. While it may comfort us, it dulls our inner inquiry, and without inquiry, growth stalls. Nietzsche once wrote to his sister, "If you wish for peace of soul and pleasure, then believe. If you wish to be a devotee of truth, then inquire." Believing is easier. It gives us the illusion that the journey is over, but true truth-seeking is harder. It requires us to embrace uncertainty and keep asking questions even when the answers feel good. This path demands intellectual humility, the recognition that no teacher is infallible. It also means accepting that we have much to learn. Even the greatest guides have blind spots. This is what Zarathustra understood when he told his disciples, "Be ashamed of me. Perhaps I have deceived you." A true teacher invites challenge, not worship. The farmer didn't want to be idolized. He hoped to be met one day by someone who had also explored the wild territory and made discoveries of their own. For the student, humility meant realizing that truth wasn't something he could inherit. He had to verify it for himself. Not because his teacher had failed, but because no teacher can complete that part of the journey for you. Truth cannot be handed down. It must be walked alone. But none of this means we should reject teachers or ignore the wisdom of others. The message is not, "Never listen." It's, "Don't outsource your sight." Guidance is valuable. We should learn from those who are further along, seek advice from the wise, and read ideas that challenge us. But we must not let that guidance replace our own discernment. We are meant to test what we learn, to wrestle with it, and to remain students of truth, not followers of any single figure. A true teacher, like the farmer, doesn't want worship. They want to empower you to see clearly. The best teachers hope to become unnecessary. Their goal is to make you your own guide. So, how do we live this out? Keep your thinking active. Stay curious, especially with those you admire. Practice Intellectual independence. When a teacher or philosophy inspires you, engage deeply, but not blindly. Ask questions and reflect. Challenge what doesn't feel right. Your unique perspective is not a flaw, it's part of the equipment. You might notice something your mentor missed, and if you choose to follow someone's lead for a time, do it with awareness, ready to walk a different path. If theirs no longer aligns with what you know to be true, be a seeker, not a follower. I hope you enjoyed our video. As always, wishing you a beautiful day.